Hi everyone, welcome back to another podcast, Procrasti-Knitter podcast. My name is Jane, I'm your host, I use she, her pronouns, and yeah, today we'll be talking about, I have a lot of projects, so we'll go through all the projects and all the progress that I've made on them. Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at paoyum_ or janehuyn, slightly different content area, but yeah, check both out, see what you like. Okay, so actually something I want to share is I just got back from another Philly trip to visit William, and I got this candle, and it's by this company called Candlefy, and it smells really good. And I was gonna get 2 candles, but I felt like that was too much. And also they're based in, I bought it at like a small business who like had them in stock, but the company is actually based in California, so I thought I'll just buy this candle, take note of the other scent, and buy it locally, or if it's shipped, it'll be shipped from California, so it'll be fine, or like it'll be just as okay and slightly cheaper for my wallet. So as you can see, I switched up my sock on display because I was wearing the socks that were there, so once I washed them as they were drying, I was like, maybe we switch it up to that pair, which is a great pair. Okay, so I guess the first thing to update on is this raglan pullover sweater. There is, if you're like, that kind of looks like how it did last time, you would be correct because I haven't made very much progress on it. I'm trying to find where my stitch marker or my progress keeper was. So last episode, which was like for me almost a month ago in terms of filming, I was here and I'll talk about why the progress is so slow, but I kind of have had to put this on the back burner for a bit, unfortunately. But I'm excited to get back into it once a couple more of my whips are cleared off the needles. So this has become a little bit of a lower priority, but it's still really great. If you missed it, I followed My Favorite Things knitwear cardigan number, I think it's 7. This is cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things knitwear. I'm following the stitch counts for it. I'm just knitting it in the round and not accounting for the split in the middle. So yeah, I think it's a great pattern. I think it's going to end up being a great sweater. It's a very soft sweater so far. Something about this yarn is so good. It's Malabrigo Mecca. And then a special note about this project is I'm knitting helically, doing helical knitting. Because as I discussed last time, you can kind of see it's this line where I joined a second ball of yarn and I realized I maybe should have been alternating yarns with helical knitting. So that is that. It does get a little messy to kind of organize, but that is okay, I think. I have to put this away for now and show you other projects that I have been working on more seriously. Okay. So the other project that you're familiar with, that you would think is my only other project, is my test knit for Eames Knit. It's the Winona Polo. It's a fingering weight sweater, or pullover, whatever. And I've made quite a bit of progress, right? So this is where I was when you last saw me, and look at that. That is a lot. I mean, I think this is almost 400 stitches in the round, between 300 and 400, and between 350 and 400 stitches. So I would say I made quite a bit of progress. The sweater has a front and back slit. So I finished the front slit and now I'm going to start working on the back slit. Yeah, I'm very grateful that I knitted on this on the plane. I think that helped things go along quite a bit. Knitting it as a striped cardigan has a dual purpose of keeping me motivated, as well as helping me really easily count how many rows of things I've done, or because my gauge is 20 rows or rounds per 2 inches, it's also really nice when a pattern says, you know, knit 10 inches, and I can say like, okay, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's been really nice as well. This is going to get, we're gonna do a whip stitch. I've never done that before, but it's gonna get whip stitched into here, so it'll be a double thick kind of. But yeah, so I have to do the back, and then I'm going to do the sleeves, and then I'm gonna do the collar. I'm gonna leave the collar for last because, as I explained, I felt like this yarn is a little itchy. I also have a little less of this yarn than this yarn, but now I'm feeling, because I did the very top in the blue and the bottom, which is actually quite a bit of extra knitting in blue, that I probably have enough of the brown to do the collar with it. So I don't know, I think we'll have to see. Maybe I'll start the sleeves with the brown because that will take up quite a bit of knitting, or quite a bit of yarn instead. I don't know. This is my second ball of the blue. I still have 1 ball left, and yeah, I'm sure I'll have enough yarn. But that's one thing. But anyways, I was saying this is a little bit itchy, so I wasn't sure if I wanted it on my neck, but I actually think this is fine. I remember pausing. Okay, I think I'm gonna put a pimple patch there. So excuse me. But I remember positing that maybe my inner thigh was just really sensitive, and I think that is actually the case because I was knitting on another project that was really soft and acrylic, which I didn't. It's really, really soft, no like prickly hairs whatsoever. So I think just that area I'm just a little more sensitive to fiber or things that aren't silky smooth. I don't know. Anyways, so I think it's not the yarn. I think around my neck I might be able to tolerate it. Is that annoying to see that there? I don't know. Whatever. We are a pimple patch stan in this house. Yeah, it just looked like juicy and it was kind of weirding me out, so sorry if that weirded you out. But anyways, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't do for the collar, but now I'm like, maybe I'm just sensitive in like the inner thigh area, and maybe I could put it in the collar. So I guess we'll see. I think it will look better with a brown. There's also an option for an intarsia collar where it's like half brown, half blue. So I might do that as well, but I'm not sure. So I guess we'll see. Sorry, I just got a sub-assignment for TLC, which normally I would think is like tender love and care, tender loving care, something like that, but I don't know what a TLC class is, so I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, so I feel quite good about this. I have a little less than a month to complete it. I think that will be plenty of time. I'm not sure. I have 2 sleeves, so is 2 sleeves kind of like knitting a body? In which case that might be a little, I don't know, I feel like sleeves is not that much, but I think that's why people go on Sleeve Island, because I think it's not gonna be that much work, and then it ends up being a lot of work, so I don't know. But sorry, so many rambles, but this is my progress so far. I think I'm actually gonna remove the stitch marker on this one and place it onto my next project because because I'm just gonna finish up the bottom and then the sleeves. So I think next episode I'll replace a stitch marker on the sleeves. to show progress. But for now, this stitch marker is free. I mean, progress keeper. I don't know. They're kind of like the same in my world because you can use them. I don't know. So that is that project. Very, very nice. Oh, should I try it on for you? Should I try it on for you? I've tried this project on so many times and have lost so many stitches because my cable is not super long. It's not long enough. Oh, it's kind of nice as a vest. Okay, great. I was scared about the length. I think it'll block out even more, but yeah. Yeah, I think this is a great length and a great fit too for me. So we'll see. It'll be kind of like that. Okay, cool. I think I'll just wear this for the rest of the episode. Maybe I'll wear it like that. Who knows? Anyways, okay, so the long-awaited next project is using this yarn. This is a crafts for yarn. This is Lion Brand Scarfie. It's a bulky weight yarn, 78% acrylic, 22% wool. Oh, I didn't know there was any wool content in this. But this is it. It's like an ombre yellow. And if you recall from my last episode, you might be able to guess what it is that I'm making. Is a cardigan. I'm making a cardigan for my grandma. Okay. Oh, I forgot to share this with William. I brought this bag and it was for us to share from Jenna, but I forgot. Okay, wow. Now that I'm looking at it, I am a lot more behind on this than I thought. So this is about what I have so far. She kind of wanted a yellow cardigan. I thought a bulky weight would be good. I didn't have any yellow in stash, so I went out and I bought yellow. So yeah, I think I'm a handful of rounds away for splitting the sleeves and just knitting the body back and forth. Which will be nice because it'll be less stitches on the needles, but also not nice because I'll be knitting flat. But I guess I'm already knitting flat. I thought I wasn't for some reason. Because this is so like squished here. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm a little worried about how the yarn will look once I do the sleeves because that's a much smaller circumference than the body being knit back and forth. So I'm just I'm not quite sure on how this will turn out, but so far I like it. I like the yarn. Yeah, I don't love the white, and I'm actually considering just cutting out the white. Is that bad? But maybe I like the white. I don't know. But the cardigan is this cardigan again. Cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And yeah, I guess it's going well so far. Okay, I'm gonna place a stitch marker on. There we have it. So for next time, we'll see how much progress I do. This is supposed to be done in a couple weeks. I don't know how possible that will be. So I guess we'll see. But this is it. I got 3 balls of the yarn, and hopefully that is enough yarn. Okay. Next project I have to show you is a project that has not gotten much love. And it's these. It's actually literally gotten 2 rows of love. So, not very much progress to show you. If you're curious about the yarn or whatever, you can check out my last episode, but these are the Ode to Barbara socks by Summer Lee. Yeah, it's really nice. It's just, I just haven't gotten, it's not a mindless knit, so it's kind of not something I pick up very often. And yeah, so it's really unfortunate, but it's a lovely sock project pattern, so I'm, you know, one of these days I'll get back to it. It's a test knit. It takes away so much time from me. So yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to show you project wise is this. This is like a languishing whip, if you will. It's been at least half a year, almost a year since I last whipped it out, but I put a couple rounds on it and I put it in a project bag, so I'm like, okay, maybe we'll talk about it again. But it's these fingerless mitts. I don't think I was following a pattern, self-drafted sort of thing, or based off a YouTube video or something weird, but here it is. Yeah. And actually the reason it's taking me a long time is I'm actually not quite sure what tutorial I followed for the gusset and all of that. So yeah, that is partially why I've not made progress, but I mean, I think I can do at least like another couple inches before I have to be at the gusset. So I feel like I should work on it a little more. And it is a simple knit, so maybe I will. It's just the gauge of this is really, really tight. So that's a reason that it's languishing, is the needles are really small in comparison to the yarn. So that is causing me some issues, some sensory issues. But that's it. That's the last whip I have to show you, and yeah, that is all. So now that you know all of the things I'm working on, I will show you some yarn that I've acquired, and then that's about it. And then I'll talk about what I've been watching and listening to lately, and that will be all for today. The first acquisition I have to share, I'll do them in order, I guess. So you already saw these. These are my yarn cozies that I made out of socks, like commercial socks. The tutorial is on my channel if you want to find out how I did it. But here are my sock cozies for this yarn. And the yarn is this that I've shared. So that's my first acquisition. I got 3 of these from Michael's. And then while I was there, I saw these. The color, it's hard to see because it's behind this plastic film, but it's just really nice, like earthy green color, and then these blues, and it's like one of the softest yarns I've ever touched. I don't know if over time it'll continue to be soft because it's a synthetic, like acrylic yarn, 100% polyester, but it was so soft and so affordable that I didn't have to, but I wanted to get it. So this is Yarnspiration's Caron Cloud Cakes. Really, really good, like bulky yarn. I don't know what I'm gonna make with this. I think this is enough to do a sweater or cardigan. Or, oh, I think I bought it to do the love top. Yes, I bought it to do the love top, which is a pattern I referenced last episode, so just go back and click through that if you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, it's a really, really soft yarn. So I'm excited to work with it. I just like, yeah. I cannot touch it until like next year. Or whenever this is done and the grandma thing is done. But those are the 2 yarns that I've bought that are new. The yellow one should be out of stash soon. But the other one is a happy buy. The last thing that I have acquired is another gift from William's mom, who is storm_knitter on Instagram. And it's this. So this is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, 100% superwash merino wool, hand-dyed yarn. So this is in the color Flash Dance, and I think it's a single ply yarn, and it has a really nice halo, soft-ish halo around the cord. And yeah, I mean, it's not quite picking up on camera the way it is in real life. It's a lot deeper and more vibrant. Yeah, super fine yarn. So, ooh, is this considered a lace weight, even thinner than fingering? Or is fingering number one? I can never tell. But what am I going to use this for? I think I've been wanting to make a shawl for a while, or curious about making a shawl for a while. Shawls are not my thing. Yeah, shawls are not my thing. I don't think I would wear a shawl. And I don't live in a climate where I would bundle up in a heavy shawl scarf situation. But I'm really curious about making a shawl, interested in making it, so I think I will at some point. And I think this is perfect shawl yarn. So sometime next year I'm gonna either shop for more of things in this base or just keep an eye out for this kind of yarn composition, construction, and colors that I think might go with this. But yeah, this is a really nice deep purple color that is really very beautiful. So yeah, I'm excited. Hello, editing Jane here. I got a haircut, but I guess I also wanted to say, I forgot to discuss this, but I think next year I'm gonna do the Stephen West MCal shawl knit along, mystery shawl knit along, because I've been following Nitty Natty do hers, and like honestly I don't love the shawl. I've never loved any of the mystery shawls, but I feel like the process is fun. So yeah, I don't know, and it feels like it's a really like educational too, sort of knit along, where you're learning new techniques or different ways to do something that you've done before. So I think it might be fun. I think it might be something I participate in next year, but I don't know if it would be a good first time shawl. I guess it depends on what kind of yarn I have and what my like making cycles look like. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in a shawl, and I think I'm almost positive I want to do the mystery knit along next year. So we will see if that happens. Stay tuned. Subscribe. So yeah, that is the last acquisition I had to show you. Thanks so much for being here and watching. If you're curious about what I am watching these days as I knit, I will tell you. But if not, thanks for coming. Okay, so what have I been watching? I've been watching Gilmore Girls. We already know I've been watching Gilmore Girls. Do I like it a little less now? Maybe, but it's still pretty good. I'm on season 5, so the end is near. Other things though. Love is Blind. Love is Blind season 3 is so juicy, so good in the sense that it's like awful. Like terrible. But just so juicy to watch. I love it. I'm obsessed. I just finished, so I'm kind of, it's a closing of a chapter, but I highly recommend it. It's a great reality TV show for you to just sit there and yell at people and the decisions they make, or just like, I don't know. It's like I'm never gonna post about these people or have like public comments about them. So it feels just nice to it's kind of gossipy, you know what I mean? It's just like drama that doesn't relate to me in any way, that's fun to talk about, and yeah, it's just fun to have something to chat about and think about. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's a fun show. But yeah, I guess that's, and then I started watching Abbott Elementary again, and it's really funny because now that I'm a substitute teacher, yeah, I don't know, I've been in schools a lot. I've done a lot of field placements in schools, been in a lot of classrooms, have taught people in various capacities, both inside and outside the classroom, so I'm familiar with the teacher role, but I think being a substitute teacher kind of is bridging my relatability to the show just a bit more, and it's just funny. It's good. So I would recommend Abbott, and I started Only Murders in the Building, but I'm not sure I love it. In fact, I might not continue. Yeah. What else did I watch? I watched something that I watched 2 episodes of, and then that was I think maybe that was Only Murders in the Building. I thought I had only seen 1 episode, but maybe I watched 2 episodes. Yeah, I'm not inclined to continue. Other things I've been doing with my time, I've been listening to podcasts. So a new one that just started is Michael Hobbs' new podcast with a co-host that I forgot his name, sorry, but the podcast is called, I don't know what the podcast is called. It's about like books though. He goes through like books that are pseudo-science-y or science-y but to a general public, or psychology-y or sociology-y, you know, those kind of social sciences type vibe books that are very famous, like Freakonomics was the first episode, and Outliers is the second episode, and kind of just breaks down their arguments and how it may or may not be as true as the authors present it to be, and why they've become so popularized and that sort of thing. So it's really fun. I love it so far. He has another show with Audrey Gordon, maybe, called Maintenance Phase, where they kind of talk through and debunk a lot of things around health and diet, and that's a really good show as well. And before that, he co-hosted You're Wrong About with Sarah Marshall, and that's a great show, but Sarah does it on her own now, so that's a really good podcast if you are looking for podcasts. Yeah, Taylor Swift's new album, I've kind of been listening to it here and there, but my capacity for music is just, I don't know, I'm not a music person as much anymore as I used to be. Other pods, Just Between Us is a classic. I've been listening for like 6+ years. Yeah, William and I watch things on Dropout, which is College Humor's subscription service where they make their own shows, and on that we love Game Changer and Make Some Noise and Play It By Ear we've been watching, and that's so good. It's like musical improv, so fun, so good. Yeah, a couple other things on there as well, but I think they're popular for their Dimension 20 stuff, which is like D&D podcasting, but unfortunately I can't get into it. I think he would like to, but yeah, the ones we've watched have not appealed to me. But other than that, what else? We watched Dragon Prince, the newest season of Dragon Prince, and I have not heard this take on the internet, but it is bad. It is not good. And then after we finished the season, we were like, oh, like the last season, didn't we hate it until the last 2 episodes? But we were really hyped about this season because we thought the last 2 episodes of the last season were really good. And we watched Dragon Prince like 2 years ago. So yeah, we were excited about the return, but it was really a weak return, really all over the place and terrible dialogue. The characters for me have like regressed in terms of complexity and intelligence and agency as well. It's just weird. It's just weird. I don't like it. And I think maybe because recently we watched Owl House, and Owl House is just so much better in so many ways. I don't know. There's a thing to be said about the inclusivity of the characters and experiences in Dragon Prince, but the writing itself is actually awful. So, I don't know. That's might be a little harsh, but we were just so disappointed in Dragon Prince. So, yeah, we might not be continuing. I think it's supposed to be 2 more seasons, and I don't see a world where I want to sit through those episodes again. Rick and Morty. We watched Rick and Morty season 6. That was pretty good. And we went to see Black Adam in theaters. I loved it. I thought it was a really good, funny, well-paced movie. Some of the pacing was weird, but overall I think it was well-paced. Yeah, I really liked it. So that was that. We finished She-Hulk. The ending was so terrible. Every single Marvel show, the finale has been awful. So, I don't know. I was really excited though because I'm a huge Tatiana Maslany fan from Orphan Black. I thought she did so well in that show, but I don't know. So yeah, those are some recommendations, I guess, of things you should or shouldn't watch by me, my objective opinion. Thanks so much for sticking around and hanging out and chatting about all my yarn projects and things like that. So yeah, that's all I had to share. So I'll catch you in the next episode. And until then, I hope you have fun knitting times. Bye.